Hi guys, welcome to another book review. Today we're going to talk about Below Faded Skies by Anna Hawke. This is a part of the Immortal Accords series. This is book 8. This one could be read as a standalone if you wanted to. You know, I'm always going to tell you guys, go ahead, read the entire series. You know, I'm always going to be the one telling everybody that. Don't read it, just read the entire series. But not everybody's willing to make a commitment and they're like, oh, this one sounds really interesting. This one could be read as a standalone if you wanted it to. I would suggest, though, the one that is actually labeled as a standalone that's a part of this one. This series that I did a review on, you can go back and find. It's Amid Crimson Ashes. That one I definitely would read before this one because it really introduces some of the characters. And because of that, it just gives you a better look at who the character, at least the female main character, is. And just really gives you a better, a look into her personality. And some of the characters that are in that book will be pulled a little bit into this one. And so I'm just going to go from there. So this one is paranormal romance. That's the best one to say. And these are clean. Anna Hawke writes clean paranormal romances. They are fade to black. And don't get me wrong, they're adult relationships. There's adult situations. But they're really more of a fade to black. She keeps them, so if you are somebody who's not super comfortable with the spice factor, and I know there's a lot of people who are not super comfortable with the spice factor. I personally love spice, but I know there's a lot of people who do not. It's just not their thing, or they read so much spice and you're like, I just need a break from spice. This one definitely will keep you interested even without all the spice. And like I said, it is paranormal. The big one on this one I'm going to say is just, you're going to just have to read it to find out. I'm going to try to give you an overview without giving any of the, give it away. I don't want to give, I hate spoilers. So I'm just going to give you a quick overview. So what really happens in this one is the female main character is a vampire that she kind of needs a break from all the stuff that's going on in her life. And so she decides to go be an ambassador for a werewolf pack. And so she's going to go be an ambassador for them. And so she really is there. Obviously, there's going to be some people who accept her with open arms. There's going to be people who hate her, particularly a she-wolf, because you already know there's going to be some romance happening. We already know, and we already know in our brain, we already can connect the two dots. It's going to be a werewolf. So there's going to be a she-wolf who's all jealous up in that business, and she really does not want a relationship. She's got her own personal baggage. So this one really works through her emotions and her personal baggage. And I think the male main character is more open. He's more of a nicer guy. Don't get me wrong, he does have some emotional baggage that is brought up in this book, but I feel like he's just there and he just wants to love her. I guess is a good way to put it. He just wants to love her and he just wants the best for her. And she's a hot mess. She's a hot mess trying to work through her stuff and find herself. That's just the best way to put it. And so that's really what's going on in this one. There's a lot more that goes on, obviously, and I'm not going to tell you. So if you want to find out, you're just going to have to read it yourself. That's the big one on this one. Paranormal romance. You got the werewolves, you got the vampires. And like I said, you're going to have someone jealous in there. You got the jealous aspect. You have one character wanting it, one who doesn't. And really, that's it. And like I said, there's a lot, but I just don't want to give those spoilers away. So if this sounds interesting to you, I would love it if you would check it out because I think it was interesting and I loved it and I think you might too.